Picture the African savanna at 2 a.m. The heat of the day is gone, the horizon is completely erased, and the darkness is absolute. Out here, human senses are useless. Our biology evolved for the daylight. We rely on a dense concentration of cone cells inside our eyes to process sharp, full-color images. But when the sun drops, those cones shut down. Without light to process, we are entirely blind. So, we compensate with technology. You strap on a $10,000 pair of Generation 3 night vision goggles. Suddenly, the pitch-black landscape is illuminated in glowing green. You feel secure. You feel untouchable. But 50 feet away, something is watching you from the tree line. It doesn't run on lithium batteries, and it doesn't need optics to cut through the black. Relying on expensive survival gear tricks us into believing we control this environment. But this predator has millions of years of evolutionary engineering that makes the dark its home court.
As you scan the trees, the image fed into your eyes is a grainy, pixelated green wash. You are looking for a silhouette, a shadow moving against the static. The leopard, meanwhile, utilizes a specialized biological adaptation called the Tapetum Lucidum. This diagram shows exactly how that works. It is a highly reflective layer sitting right behind the animal's retina. When a rare, stray photon of starlight enters the eye, it passes through the optic receptors, hits that reflective layer, and bounces back through those receptors a second time. Looking at this comparative chart, the advantage is staggering. That double exposure process multiplies the leopard's ability to absorb ambient light by 7 times compared to human baseline limits. You are struggling to interpret a blurry, flat green wall, while the predator is mapping its strike in a high-definition 3-dimensional landscape. The leopard drops silently from the branches and begins its approach on the ground.
This map highlights a massive flaw in our Generation 3 hardware. The multi-lens array severely restricts your sight to a narrow 40-degree cone. Everything outside of that cone, the remaining 320 degrees of your periphery, is a total dead zone. If you can't see the animal, you naturally rely on hearing it. But the leopard's paws are equipped with thick, soft tissue pads that absorb ground impacts, completely erasing footsteps and vibrations. Furthermore, its facial whiskers act as a highly tuned secondary sensor array. They read microscopic shifts in air currents, allowing the leopard to track your movements without needing to see you directly. Your technology forces you into extreme tunnel vision, and the physical bulk of the headset isolates your hearing. As long as the predator stays out of your strict 40-degree viewing angle, it can walk right up to you completely undetected. Instinct kicks in. You feel something behind you, and you whip your head around to check your blind spot. But rapid movement in an unpredictable environment triggers a massive technical vulnerability known as light bloom. This diagram shows what happens when your goggles catch a sudden glint of moonlight off a wet leaf or a stray spark. The light intensifier tubes instantly overload. To protect itself, the system completely crashes the image output to white. The technology requires a reboot. You are rendered physically blind for 2 critical seconds. Sitting in a living room, a 2-second screen freeze is a minor annoyance. Standing in the savannah, a 2-second processing lag is a fatal system failure. Let's calculate exactly what happens during that brief blackout. This timeline tracks the physics of an ambush. While your system is flatlined, attempting to reset, the leopard's biomechanics engage. It effortlessly crosses a 30-foot gap in exactly 2 seconds. The human approach relies on fragile circuitry, limited battery life, and rigid sensors prone to glitching. The predator operates on millions of years of iterative biological engineering that never needs a reboot. So lock the man with the gear and the beast with the instinct in absolute darkness, and consider who walks away. Human technology allows us to strap on a headset and visit the darkness as tourists, but nature's apex predators own it.